Sendo is a different species. I'm dead serious. This man has never felt like a normal boxer to me, even back then. Even during the early Ippo fights, there was always something slightly off about him. The smiles, the eyes, the way bro gets happier the more dangerous things become. That is not normal human behavior. And then it hit me. Sendo is basically Battle Beast. Bro. And before people start tweaking in the comments, what does have to do with Ippo? Calm down for a second. I'm not talking about strength. I'm talking about the type of man Sendo is. There's a certain kind of warrior that keeps appearing across fiction over and over again. Battle Beast, Kenpachi, Thorkel. These dudes are not fighting for normal reasons anymore. These dudes are chasing a feeling, a moment, the perfect clash against something overwhelming. And that is Sendo to the core. Look at how this man behaves around strong opponents. Bro gets excited. The stronger the opponent, the happier Sendo becomes. This is insane, man. From that point onward, bro was addicted. Straight up addicted.
そしたら戦いたくなるやろが。ごっつい強い相手とどついてどつかれて勝つ。そしたらワイは強いんやて心の底から思えるやんけ。ワイはその瞬間が大好きなんや。
That's why Sendo always felt different from Ippo. Ippo entered boxing looking for answers, but Sendo is looking for a war. Even the way they fight reflects that. Although Ippo was a face tanker in the past, his style always had structure behind it, discipline and fundamentals. But Sendo, he fights like somebody trying to drag you into the fire with him. Pressure, trading, forward movement, and smashes flying from horrible angles. And the crazier the fight gets, the more alive he becomes. Look at his face during dangerous fights. This dude starts aura farming mid-brain damage. That smile, this is not a face of a man concerned about his health. And this is why the Battle Beast comparison fits perfectly, man. Battle Beast doesn't care about safety either. Ankh is searching for opponents worthy enough to make him feel alive. That's the whole sickness. And Sendo has had that sickness from the beginning. The losses to Ippo prove it. Normal people lose like that and become cautious, more defensive and more technical, also more careful. Sendo said, nah, run it back, gang. Twice, man, twice. Gets knocked unconscious and the man comes back even more violent than before. Sendo doesn't process pain the way normal fighters do. Pain just becomes part of the experience for him. That's why the Alfredo fight was so important too. It was pure chaos and violence. Only damage and madness. And Sendo loved it. He was smiling through half the fight like he found the love of his life. And this is the thing about that type of man. They always get destroyed eventually. Always. That's literally the point. They're not looking for easy wins, but for something that can actually break them. And that's what makes them so strong in the first place. A weak opponent is an insult. An easy win means nothing. Even a brutal and tough victory just makes them hungrier, because they're never satisfied. And Sendo has been living under that curse his entire career. Sendo doesn't want to win, not really. He wants to break and he wants to be broken. He wants to have that one moment where everything he has isn't enough. That is when it becomes worth it for him. Dying on the battlefield isn't losing for a man like this, it's winning. The ultimate answer for the question he has been asking his whole life. Am I real? Am I actually this? Am I all that? Or have I just been lucky this whole time? By winning all the time, how do you even know you're not a fraud? Bro, that question haunts this type of man more than any loss ever could. Losses are fine. Losses are information. They mean something real is out there. But winning forever with nobody capable of stopping you? That's a prison. And notice something else about this type of warrior. They always fight fair. Always. Cheap shots and dirty tactics or easy fights, that stuff is genuinely offensive to them. It defeats the entire purpose. If you cheat to win, you haven't proven anything. You've just avoided the question. And Sendo needs the question answered. So he walks straight in, head first and no tricks, into whatever is waiting for him. Every fight is freedom for this man. Win and the curse continues. Keep searching, keep climbing. Get beaten by something truly overwhelming, then it's over. I know he lost to Ippo, but maybe he actually has to die to be satisfied. That's why Ricardo versus Sendo feels so scary right now. Ricardo is the ultimate goal for Sendo. Everybody else reacts to Ricardo like a natural disaster. Most fighters slowly crumble mentally. But Sendo, bro starts grinning. That is Battle Beast behavior. And now here's where it gets actually insane. In Invincible, Battle Beast isn't searching for just any strong opponent. He's looking for Thrag, the strongest Viltrumite alive. Compact, precise, controlled power, and cold eyes that give away absolutely nothing. Bro, Ricardo Martinez with a buzz cut. And just like Ricardo, Thrag doesn't perform, he doesn't even celebrate. He doesn't feel the need to prove anything to anybody, he just is. And Battle Beast has been searching his entire life for exactly that. The one opponent worthy enough to finally end the question. When Sendo looks across the ring at Ricardo right now, this is way more than a boxing match, man. That's Thrag. That feeling of
Finally! No.
And to be honest, Ricardo feels the same way, especially because he's undefeated. That's the crazy part. He's treating Sendo differently. There's this weird tension there because Ricardo understands exactly what kind of man he's dealing with. A fighter completely willing to walk into destruction if the fight reaches that perfect level. That's why Sendo feels dangerous right now. Not in a power scaling way, psychologically. This man genuinely looks happier the closer he gets to violence and death. And Hajime no Ippo has become really dark about this stuff lately. I'm telling you, man, Sendo feels less like a normal rival right now, and more like an ancient hunter that walked into the boxing ring. Bro, that's Battle Beast.